Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Mind Unravel. Welcome back to Mind Unravel. I am your host, Imani. This is the third episode of this show, and I'm very excited to be back with you all. I am recording this on a Saturday post Thanksgiving. So happy holidays to everybody who celebrates, and even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, wishing you just so much happiness, so much love, and just everybody, right? Everybody. I'm sending all of those things to you guys. Because at the end of the day, whether you celebrate or not, we all need love. We all need to express gratitude and hold gratitude for ourselves, but also our community. That is why I am building out this space, is because while our own individual journeys are so important, and it's so important to hold space for ourselves and to be in solitude, it's just as important to be in community and to build up one another, to love on one another. And so, yeah, there needs to be a happy balance between the two. So, even if that's not how you spent your week or one day this week or whatever the case may be, be intentional about that. Be intentional about, again, building up yourself, but then also your community as well with the people around you. But so that kind of primes the direction for this video. So in today's episode, I want to just talk about the importance of having gratitude for the process, and just like connect and how that connects to our abilities to be resilient. So first and foremost, I want to start us off with a definition, because I like definitions. I feel that they're so helpful in like really breaking down what it is that you're discussing, and it centers you in a way that there's no confusion, right? Because you know exactly what someone means when they use that word. So, gratitude is a noun. It means the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for, and to return kindness. So I really kind of want to focus more so, or first of all, I don't even want to talk to y'all like this is like some type of lesson or nothing like that. I'm a yoga teacher, and I think sometimes that type of tone may come out. But I also know that I'm an educator, right? And so, but I don't want that to be this type of space and this type of vibe. Um, but yeah, so I'm just gonna flow right into it. But yeah, so when I think about gratitude, or I think about our journeys, like we all have our own individual journeys, right? And they're all unique, and they all come um, perfectly packaged for us, because everything that we face is so intentional in the way that it is priming us, developing us to be our very best selves, right? And that is why, like, even when you think of how sometimes we may experience things over and over again, is because we are supposed to pull something from that, right? And it's and we, and I say it that way because it's like the other person may not be experiencing life in the same way that you are, or that we are. Yes, we may experience similar things, but it's not happening in the same way. And so there's so much power in realizing that our journeys, our own respective processes are so important and unique for us, that we hold gratitude for it. Like, even for myself, when I look at my own life, I think of how in college, when there was a point in time where I literally felt like, or not, I felt like I knew. I became very, not timid, like that's not the right, well, I feel like that is the proper word, but it wasn't my persona in every capacity or in every scenario. It mainly came in, or I felt like I was expressing myself in those ways when I didn't feel like I was enough, right? And so, for example, again, when I was in college, in my classes, I was mainly in classes, or I went to a PWI, so I was mainly around white people. And for me, that was something that was extremely different from what I came from because, first of all, I grew up in Detroit. That is a mainly black city. And I went to an all black school most of my life. So I was mainly around black people. But even within that, I internalized stereotypes that like black people weren't smart. So, or not necessarily that we weren't smart, it's just that white people felt that we weren't smart. White people felt that we weren't good enough. Or, and I'm not going to say it like this because I don't want to seem as though I'm just talking to black people because this space is for any and everybody. Like, I want us all to learn. But using my own experiences, I thought that white people thought those things, right? And I internalized them. So sometimes, in some cases in my classes, I felt like I had to prove my intelligence. In other cases, I was scared to even speak because I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'm not smart enough to understand this and communicate my thoughts in this way. And then also even within that, when I say like I became very timid, I think in some cases I stopped just overall. I don't really know how I want to say this because I'm trying to like continue remember the things that I want to hit on, but then also like incorporating my own life experiences and part of this I haven't really thought about in a minute, but all what I'm trying to say is that at one point in time throughout my life I was not using my voice. Simply said, okay, y'all, I was not using my voice. I was lacking a lot of confidence. I didn't speak up for myself all the time, and if I did, sometimes it was like in a very passive aggressive way, or or it just it just always, again, I just wasn't expressing myself, and I was not using my voice to my best ability, my best capability, especially given the fact that when I was younger, I felt like I was very vocal, right? And so like I got away from who I was internally, but that's really not besides the point. But kind of is the point, just a little bit. But what I say all that to say, within my own respective journey, I have faced certain things and certain challenges because it was priming me for this exact moment right now. I've known for quite some time that I wanted to um, uplift others. I wanted to, share the insights and the wisdom that I had, but there was so much that I had to work on internally before I could be ready for a moment as this, right? And so that is the same thing with you all, right? There are things that are happening for you within your journey as you are navigating your way, just throughout your life, but then also to your goals and your and things of that nature. There are things that are happening for you that are getting you ready to handle all of the things that you desire. And so you can handle it well, right? And if we don't take a moment to be thankful and hold gratitude for those things, we can it's easy to get discouraged, right? Because sometimes as we are on our way as we are again navigating life, but then as we're also trying to get to our desired destinations, so many things happen, right? Like you're facing your own limiting beliefs, you're facing doubt, you're facing potential criticism from others, you're facing life challenges, you're just facing so many different things that it will be easy to deter you, deter. It's so easy for those things to knock you out. But when you realize that all of the things that are happening for your good, and you again you express that gratitude for those things, then you are much better equipped to continue on. The best part about holding space for your process is that you see your transformation. Because the beautiful thing about holding gratitude is that it puts us in the present moment, right? We're not focused on our futures. We're not focused on tomorrow. And not to say that those things are important. However, the present moment is the ultimate important time of our lives, right? Because we're able to move from a high level of awareness that the decisions that we make in that present moment can either positively or negatively impact our future. So it's so important to be in the now, to be here, to be able to recognize how you're shifting, how we're being reformed. And so I just encourage you all to think about how can you, or not how can you, I encourage you to constantly be aware or constantly be in the now, to be able to realize that your own process, that your own journey is so beautiful, and it's being uniquely designed just for you to overcome, just for you to be exactly who you want to be. And so like I said, I encourage you all to express gratitude, and I leave you all today with take some time, right? And just to list out at least 3 to 5 reasons why you are grateful for your own journey. I went ahead and I did some myself, and I would like to share 2 with you all. And the first thing that I wrote down was, I am grateful for my ability to make tough calls. And I say that because at one point in time, I was an extreme people pleaser. I still have my moments. I'm still working through it, but I'm far better than I used to be. And also I said I used to be very fearful of other people's opinions. And again, something that I'm still working on, but I am, much further along in that journey of being removed from those things. But I'm grateful for my ability to make the tough calls, because for so long, I didn't even consider, or even if I considered it, I wasn't okay with putting myself first. And oftentimes, as we're going through life, as we are, making decisions to commit to our goals, we're going to have to make tough calls. And sometimes that will come at the expense of pleasing other people, of letting people down in the sense of we're not living up to the expectations that they placed on us, which they shouldn't have done in the first place. But that is okay, because at the end of the day, we all have to live our own lives. We all have to do what's best for us. And there's nothing ever wrong with putting yourself first. So I'm grateful for the tough calls that I'm out here making. And number 2 is that I wrote down was that I'm grateful that my unique journey has shown me that I am not a quitter. I've struggled with being consistent. Like, that has been something that has been one of my biggest challenges, right? But I realized that even within my struggle with consistency, I'm not a quitter. It may take me longer. I may stop and I may rest. I may not, do X, Y, and Z, but I'd never give completely up. At least I'll say over my last couple of years of just being more intentional with my life and really trying to have the best outcome and elevate and things of that sort. I just can't quit. Even when it comes to this, There's been many times where I have made videos and I'm like, "Ooh, that video wasn't good," or like even with this is my second time recording this. In the first video, I got a little anxious, so I paused it or I stopped it, but I came right back. I started the video up right back, and I'm so grateful, for that, or I'm so grateful for that development within myself and to be able to acknowledge that. And that's another thing, like, when you are able to see, when you're able to express your gratitude, or let me rewind, when you're able to acknowledge your growth, it puts you in a position where you strengthen your resiliency in a way. Here, how do I want to say this? As you're being equipped along your journey, you really get an idea of who you are. And when you see your strengths, then you are in a much better position to keep going. But also, you have to allow yourself. This is not what this is about, but I just want to say it. And as I'm saying it to you, as I'm saying these things to you guys, I'm always saying it right back to myself. As you are going through, you have to allow the process to do what it's supposed to do. You can't run from it. You can't run from the work. You can't run from your challenges. You can't run from the process, because the process, all of the things that the process is supposed to teach you, it will continue to come back around. So that was just that little tidbit. But yeah. And then number 3 is I'm grateful for reclaiming my power, because as I shared with you guys in the beginning, when I was young, I my family used to tell me, and I think at some point I felt my confidence, right? Or not right, but at one point in time I remember feeling very confident, or not being so concerned, and consumed with other people's opinions. And so now, as I am, like I said, reclaiming my power, as I've started reclaiming my power, I feel so grateful to be entering those spaces, or even dwelling in those spaces sometimes, because it just feels good. It feels good. It feels good. It feels good to walk in your power and hone in on it, because that is something that no one can take from you. So, yes, I just hope that you guys, you take a moment and you allow yourself to reflect on your journey, and you see how beautiful it is, despite the things that you are facing. Because again, there's beauty in that, right? Like, everything that is occurring for you is happening for a reason, for you to be better. And so I just hope that you guys tune into it, allow it to give you peace. But yeah, so like I said, so anyway, I'm going to end it here. So take that moment, express some gratitude for your journey, and allow it to strengthen your ability to be resilient. So thank you so much. I'm going to go with a better outro, but yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys here next Saturday for episode 4. All right, bye, y'all.